to the study, I can certainly take a look at it.
Yeah, easy. Let me just step out.
Hey guys, keep tapping and sharing, please. Make sure you guys send in your heart me if you can. I can't be live for too long because I got to head back to the gym, but I got like 35 minutes. And if anybody thinks any of these things are bad up there, please hit the request button. Come on up, okay? Raw milk, I agree,
I
is
can't.
bad,
I
but I
can't
don't believe
find
sweeteners
it.
are.
I can't find it at the moment, but you can look it up in your own time. I'm pretty sure you have the resources for that.
I don't even
Um,
know how I would go about looking that up if you can give me.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was digging through it. I got a link to it. I can't find the link right now.
Okay.
Um, why do you think that raw milk is bad? I know that has high amounts of bacteria and all that, but that's
That's
these.
your answer. There's your answer.
Listen. That's only a
um,
problem in like factory farmed cows, though. If you know what I'm trying to say.
well, no. The issue is inherent with raw milk in that if you don't pasteurize it, what you were doing when you were milking a cow, you were getting small amounts, microscopic amounts of feces, right? Shit, and
Yeah,
blood in there. And I don't think that's something you want to be drinking. Not I think you don't want to be drinking that because, yes, the risk of getting foodborne illnesses increase greatly because of that. Whereas you can just pasteurize it, which is simply just heating it up for 15 to 30 seconds to a higher temperature, and that's it. Um, it's a pretty easy fix.
yeah, but listen. Cows in like factory farms are fed mostly like grain-based diets. You know what I'm saying? That causes this stool to be more watery, which causes this stool to get all over them. You know what I'm saying? That's not a problem in like small family farms. You know what I'm saying? Like they properly clean their cows and shit. And
That doesn't
yeah,
stop the, but that doesn't stop the microscopic amounts of feces and blood from getting into it when you milk or when you when you're getting milk from a cow.
yeah, I'd rather take that risk with microscopic amounts of like that shit than microplastics. Like microplastics be everywhere, so might as well ingest a little bit of bacteria for better product. You know what I'm
No, I don't know what you're saying. No.
saying?
You're welcome to put
Shit,
what you
man.
want in your body, though. It's your body; you can put what you want in it. But I would advise against it.
It is. Well, I
All right,
hope that pays you well, and may Benjamin Netanyahu protect you during these harsh times.
all right, man. Appreciate it. Take care.
I take care, man. Take care.
Stop drinking milk altogether. It depends on what your reasoning is for that, Kelly. I don't think there's a reason why people. I mean, if you're talking for ethical reasons, sure. But I still think people should probably make that decision for themselves. If you're talking about health reasons now, I don't think there's a health reason why people should not ever drink milk. I'm not sure, Ipsity. I don't. I think he was half joking. It sounds like. Anyways, guys, keep tapping and sharing. If you disagree with the backgrounds, come on up, okay? Substantiate your position. Um, I mean, Arbark, that's fine, but you would still have to pasteurize it.
Quite frankly, us Republicans are winning like never before. You Democrats.
I know, okay, right?
Quite frankly, you Democrats are just mad as
Guys,
hell.
whoever is bringing them up, stop. Whoever the fuck did that. No, I don't. What, Arbark? Oh, no, Arbuck, you can do what you want with your body. If you care about your health, yes, you should pasteurize it. If you care about drinking something because it's pure and natural, despite that not having any efficacy in terms of something being healthy or not, then yeah, sure. By all means, don't pasteurize it. but that's your choice to be uninformed like that. It's your choice to be ignorant. I don't know how they come up. If I don't know. I don't know how they did that. They bypassed something really crazy by doing that. Good morning, Angelia. How you doing? Tapping and sharing, everybody. Again, if you can send your heart me, that would be great. What's the hot take? I guess the topic is a hot take to some people. To other people, it's just basic information, but mute to hide the truth. How about you just come on up and substantiate your viewpoints? No one's going to mute you if you come on up, but if you're not going to come on up, then you just sound like there is no truth. You just want to complain in the comments. But no one muted you because we can see your comment, so. User, based on your bio, it sounds like you just believe everything the opposite of what Democrats tend to believe, because I don't think you have, like, an ability to, like, sift through information. So I think your reasoning for believing or not believing things is just believe everything Republicans tell you or believe the opposite of what Democrats tell you. I think that's probably the way you go about it. Why is raw milk bad? Because typically speaking, having microscopic amounts of shit and blood in something that you drink is probably not a thing that you would want. User, you're going to get one more invite. In fact, I'm just going to mute you now. And the only way to have your voice heard is by accepting the invite. You love raw milk, especially raw ice cream? You are welcome to eat that if you want. Hello, Rocky. Hello. How you doing, Texas?
You, sir.
How you doing?
Good. Man, I don't follow you or any. I was just scrolling through and saw your title and was just going to hop on and see why you're saying that raw milk's bad and everything else is good.
Yeah. You want to talk about the raw milk one first or
Sure, yeah.
the other one? Yeah, so if you look at it on a per capita basis, there is a significantly higher chance of getting foodborne illnesses from raw milk than the pasteurized version of it. By a factor, I think, of like 840. I'd have to look back at it, but like there's an 840 times greater chance of getting those things. So I'm not sure why somebody would drink raw milk knowing that. Also, given the fact that there's not any higher amounts of nutrients in there than pasteurized milk.
Oh, so you're okay with pasteurized milk. You're just against raw milk.
Yes, I'm not against milk in general, just raw
Okay.
milk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to bother you. I was just going to hop on and see.
Oh no, you're good, man. I appreciate it. Okay.
Right. Thank you,
Take care.
sir.
Yeah, man. All right. Keep tapping and sharing, everyone. Imagine arguing for either seed oils or artificial sweeteners not being bad. I don't have to imagine it. I'm doing it right now. But I would flip that back on you, and I would say, imagine demonizing those things because a YouTuber told you so. Imagine demonizing those things because a chiropractor told you so. Now, if you have actual, like, data and research to back up why seed oils and artificial sweeteners are bad, we can have that conversation. Do I understand the gut microbiome? I do. You are welcome to come on up. You're welcome to call on in. This is the last time I'm going to address you in the comment section. I'm going to ignore you from here on out. The only way that you are going to get addressed by me is by you calling on in. Soy boy? Exactly. Exactly. The most original insult ever. Insult.
Hey,
Hey.
I just had a quick question, if you don't mind, good sir.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, so I don't drink raw milk personally. I don't think I would. But I do have a question. Do you want it banned?
No, I wouldn't say
Okay.
banned. No.
Okay,
I
that's all.
think-
Because I've met a lot of people who want it banned, and I'm like, well, why do we care if it's banned or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think there are tight regulations on it, which I agree should be there because I don't think something that's so harmful for somebody should be that accessible. But I think if somebody wants to put that in their body and drink it, I think at the end of the day they should be able to make that decision.
Okay, I guess that's fair. I was just curious about that because I know some people are like, "Oh no, you can't let anyone because it's bad for you." It's like, I mean, alcohol is also bad for you. We let people get it, So, but yeah, anyway, I was just curious about that. Yeah, that's it. Just curious. Thanks. Have a
Okay,
good one.
all right, man. I appreciate it. Take care. All right, let's get to the next one here. Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Not much, man. What's on your mind?
Hey, what the topic today? Seed oils,
It's
artificial.
what's on screen.
Oh, I'm looking at a bunch of oligarchs. Hey, why are you so comfortable of being led by oligarchs, man? I mean, these people have no commonality with average folks like me that make $15 an hour. These folks wouldn't spit in my way. I mean, I don't understand why you guys try to push folks towards these folks that doesn't understand what the average person go through every day. I mean, take for instance,
What on earth
take
does
for
that have to do with the topic? That has literally nothing to do with the topic, like even remotely
what,
close.
you see, seed oils, artificial sweeteners, and soy aren't
Yes.
bad. Raw milk is.
Yeah. If you're
Is that the topic?
insinuating only billionaires profit off this, and billionaires don't profit off of butter or beef tallow, I got news for you. They do. And I also got news for you. It's people on the right that cuck for billionaires, not people on the left.
But what I'm saying
People on
is,
the right cuck for capitalism, billionaires.
look, my problem is billionaires don't interest is not in America. Billionaires they're like location, and billionaires are who runs corporations. They're mostly dictated by shareholders. Most shareholders don't live in America soil. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of shareholders don't really give a damn about America. You know what I'm saying? So
I still don't understand what that has to do with the topic, though.
yeah. I mean, the topic is seeds, oil, artificial sweeteners, and so aren't bad. Raw milk is.
Yeah. So just if you think those things are bad or raw milk is, then just tell me why you think so. Don't
But
talk about
what I'm
billionaires.
saying, if you're talking about that, why you got a bunch of oligarchs behind?
What?
If you're talking about something this simple, why do you have a bunch of oligarchs behind?
These are part of the people that defend these things, that defend raw milk or are very anti-CETA or artificial sweetener and make a lot of money off of that misinformation. I'm not propping these people up. I'm doing the opposite with the people on screen.
Okay, so you're not MAGA.
No.
I thought you were MAGA. My bad.
No, people on the right tend to believe the opposite of these things. People who are very far right leaning tend to be anti-seed oils. They tend to be very anti-artificial sweetener, anti-soy, and very pro-raw milk. I'm putting out the opposite claim.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just scrolling
You're
through
okay.
and I just stopped.
No
I
worries.
saw all these oligarchs behind you, and so I had to say something.
You're all good, man. Take care. He's saying those people behind him are lying to you about the other people lying to you? Wait, are lying to you about other people lying to you? Huh? No, I think he was just confused. I think he just thought I was right leaning. I don't see what you being a farmer has to do with you being able to determine the health efficacy of things. You being a farmer has nothing to do with the topic whatsoever. It's your job to. It's your job what? It's your job to know about the research behind the health effects of foods? No, I think that's like nutritionist jobs and food scientist jobs. And by your logic, that means if I pull up somebody who's also a farmer that is anti-raw milk, that means their claim holds just as much weight. So why don't we just sift through the bullshit, and why don't we just look at the research itself? And research shows overwhelmingly that raw milk is bad. But you are
Hello?
welcome to harm yourself. It is your body. Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Yo, I want to say a thing, yeah. You said right wing people CUK for the billionaires, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not true. Oh shit. Yeah, that's not true. You can be right wing and not agree with billionaires.
You can, but your vote says otherwise.
I mean, if we're not talking about votes, right?
Well, I
Everyone
mean, you're
wants to
voting,
abstain.
but then you just have opinions that you're not doing anything with. But if you're voting for a Republican, you are cooking for billionaires. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can be on the right spectrum and still hate billionaires, bro. That's not.
You can, but if you don't vote, then your opinion doesn't really matter to me, to be honest.
Yeah, so that would just be like a normal argument, right? It would be like an argument of what's good and what's bad. That wouldn't be like a political, like, party argument.
Okay. Do you have anything about the topic, though?
Yeah, bro. Why do you think artificial food's good, bro?
Because that's called the natural fallacy, where you think just because something is natural, therefore it is healthy, and just because something is artificial, therefore it must be bad. That's not how the world works.
So do you think like the wait, is this actually true? You know, I seen it on TikTok. I don't really care for artificial food. I wanted to say that first thing. But like, do you think is it true that they fucking print food? Or whatever that shit is?
Print food?
Yeah, bro, I seen it on TikTok.
No, I don't know what you're referring to. But if you want to tell me why you think artificial sweeteners are bad, we can have that conversation. Or if you want to talk about any of the other ones, that's
No,
great.
I actually don't care like about that. I kind of came up for the first thing.
Okay, cool. Take care.
But I had
Are chemicals in food okay too? Yes. Yes. Because everything that you touch in life, everything that you eat, everything that you do involves chemicals. When you drink water, you're drinking a chemical. When you eat a fruit, you're eating a series of chemicals. When you eat your guys' favorite beef tallow, you are eating chemicals. Yes, I think chemicals are fine. There are good chemicals, there are bad chemicals. Or rather, I can say there are healthier chemicals and there are unhealthier chemicals. So maybe try to use a different word other than chemicals so you can get a better response from you. Somebody just called me a donut in YouTube. Is that supposed to be is that supposed to be an insult? I've never heard of that before. Never heard of calling somebody a donut as an insult. Santana? Alright. Well, I mean, that makes sense why he would, because as a TikTok creator, you have to use creative insults. Otherwise, the live can get taken down. But it's weird that this person said it in the comment section when he could have just simply just said you're an idiot. Aspartame is one of the deadliest chemicals we consume. That is a bold claim. One of the deadliest chemicals? I would love for you to show me a lot, but then that kind of just makes it a useless claim, because drinking a lot of water will also kill somebody. It can also be deadly. So by that logic, you can say water is one of the most deadly chemicals that we drink. It's a carcinogen. Well, Jesse, if you believe that it's a carcinogen, you're going to have to tell me how. So, how is aspartame a carcinogen? The poison is in the dose, guys. The poison is in the dose. If you're going to tell me why something is bad, you're going to have to tell me at what dose it's bad and in which context it's bad. Okay? Straw man comments all over the comment section here. Yep, here's another straw man comment. So you would take fructose corn syrup over sugar cane and a Coke? Not talking about that. Mexican Coke is kind of known for tasting better. Yeah, I'm not talking about the taste. I agree. Mexican Coke absolutely tastes better. Couldn't agree more. However, though, cane sugar and high fructose corn syrup are not any better or any worse compared to each other in of itself. Hate to break it to you, but having a Coke with high fructose corn syrup is no worse for you than having a Coke with cane sugar. It all gets broken down exactly the same way. You are welcome to do that, Vanessa. I wouldn't recommend that, but you are welcome to. Coke is nasty? I disagree. Coke is by far my favorite drink. If I can drink one drink for the rest of my life without having any negative health effects, it would be Coke. I absolutely love it. Genetically modified E. coli to make aspartame. Prove it. Prove it. Prove that the aspartame that we have is genetically modified E. coli. And more importantly, just prove that drinking aspartame, or intaking aspartame for that matter, is bad for us in the doses that we typically get them in. Please provide that information. I love a crispy Coke, I agree. Crispy Coke is very good. You guys, I just got to do my research, because apparently I just did this live stream without knowing about this topic. I knew nothing about this topic, guys, and I just decided randomly to do this. I definitely didn't do any research about this. But that's also not a response. Saying do your research is probably one of the most cliche responses you can ever have, okay? So why don't you just come on up and explain why they're bad? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, it's Britch. You're going to stay muted for the rest of the live. If you want to come on up, if you want to speak and get your voice heard to the 65 people in here, you can just come on up. But I'm not going to let you spew misinformation in the comment section. The WHO classifies aspartame as a group 2B carcinogen. Yep. And tell me what a group 2B carcinogen is. And tell me what else was in that group. Mind you, guys, this is the same WHO that these groups of people absolutely fucking hated when it came to COVID. But apparently when it comes to aspartame, they know what they're talking about. But when it came to COVID, they were idiots and they were lying to us. Yeah, so group 2B carcinogen is something that's possibly carcinogenic, which has limited or no evidence in humans. Okay? You want to know what else is also in that group? Cell phones. So if you think aspartame is so bad for us, you should get off your cell phone right now. Tiny, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm on my headphones. I wasn't sure. I'm just curious. Um, I scroll through these lives a lot. This is an interesting topic that you're bringing up. So, what is? I guess my question is, what is the motivation between or for you trying to convince us that seed oils, artificial sweeteners, and soy aren't bad?
Because I believe in putting out scientifically accurate information, and I'm very much
Okay.
against lying, and I'm very against lying to people to make money, of which these health and wellness influencers that capitalize off of anti-seed oil information and things like that, they profit uh, uh, significantly off of gullible people, and I'm against that. So I like to put out scientifically accurate information.
Is this specifically targeted towards this administration's
No,
pushes on these things,
uh,
or because
not specific,
people
not
have been saying
specifically,
seed oils and
not
artificials
specifically.
have been bad for many, many years.
Yeah, and I would say for that period of time, they've also been incorrect. Yeah.
So the motivation here is just to say, hey, don't worry about artificial sweeteners and soy and seed oils.
No, there's more context behind it. I think.
Yeah, like so, like it's just like a weird thing to like platform. I'm just kind of curious, like
Not
what's
really. I mean,
the
it would be
motivation
weird.
here?
It would be weird for me to make a live saying seed oils are toxic to humans and you shouldn't have them, because that would be me lying to people, so I can potentially profit off of people. That
Well,
would
if
be
you did
much
that, I'm
weirder.
sure you would have some information to back it up if you felt that way.
And
So
you don't
like
think I
so
have information to back this up?
I haven't heard it yet, but I haven't been on so long. So that was my next question was like, are there studies that you can point to and things like this that show that aren't like funded by, the obvious people
Hmm.
that would want it to go a certain way? Because you know how studies go.
Hmm.
But do you have that evidence that shows that seed oils and artificial sweeteners are actually not that?
There's hundreds and hundreds of randomized controlled trials, and even more importantly,
Is there one that you can
meta-analyses
kind
on
of point
this.
to for us to kind of like reference that and like maybe not like funded by, say, I don't know, Lay's, like some kind of company that's trying to make it seem the kind of way, you know what I mean? Like a sort of independent study. Is there like one that you can show us?
Yeah, so there's actually a study done that's funded by a dairy company, believe it or not, that actually showed that butter was worse for you than seed oils. And it was a study done over 32 years, and it looked at 250,000
Oh
individuals.
wow!
It was funded by a dairy company, nonetheless, showing that even butter was worse for you than those. And they had
So
every
like
incentive.
if
They
I
had
just
every
Google
incentive to
like
say the opposite. Yeah, I can pull up the
right,
name of it. Yeah, I can pull up the name of it.
yeah,
But let
that's
me pull.
interesting because like it's funny like lately we're hearing that fat is actually good for you, but a dairy company is saying that it's actually bad for you
No.
would
Fat. You're
seem
talking. No. Dietary fat. Yes, you have to have dietary fat. Nobody's. Yeah, of course you have to have it. You have to have it to survive. What we're saying is that large amounts of saturated fats are bad for you. But yeah,
okay.
here's the study. It's called Butter and Plant-Based Oil Intake and Mortality. I can give you the PMCID number if you want, or the PMID number.
No, I can Google that. I think probably right.
Just type in butter and plant-based oils intake and
Yeah.
mortality. The
All
study's
right. Cool.
very recent. It came out like less than a year ago.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm definitely gonna look into that. But yeah,
Yeah, for
it
sure.
is a an interesting prompt here, where it's like you're saying the artificial things are actually good for you. Where I don't know. In my head, just I'm not a doctor or anything, but just anything artificial would seem bad,
Why?
just like on its face.
Why?
Because because it would probably not react to your body in a good way because like it's artificial, right? So like
But
having like a real apple versus an artificial apple, I would think the real apple is better. No, like
what?
no,
But what about your body would reject such thing?
because the artificial apple is giving you those nutritions whatever artificially, so it might not process in your body the right way
What do you mean by artificially?
through chemicals and this and that.
Everything's a chemical. Water's a chemical.
Okay, so again, this is I'm gonna ask it again, I guess, but like, so what's the motivation here is to just have us not worry about artificial things, just like red number 40 is all good, like
Well, now you're strawmanning what I'm saying. No, the argument here
no,
is
no,
that you
I'm
should.
just I'm
I know, but
I'm
the
asking,
argument, I know, but the argument here, the claim that I'm making is that we shouldn't determine if something is good for you or bad for you based off of if it's natural or not. Because poison ivy is natural. I don't recommend that you have that. Arsenic is natural. I don't recommend that you have that. The polio vaccine is artificial. I recommend that you get the polio vaccine. Your body doesn't give a damn if something is artificial or natural. Your body just doesn't have that detector to know the difference. We determine if something's good or bad based off the large amounts of research done on said things.
So what do you think of aspartame? Because I heard you mention aspartame as far as with diabetics, where I've read some things, and I can't cite them off the top of my head, but I read some things where aspartame mimics sugar so well that your body doesn't kind of know that it's not sugar, and it still affects diabetics in a negative way.
There's no evidence to back that up. If that were true, then people who are diabetic wouldn't be able to have artificial sweeteners because it would spike their fasting blood glucose. And
Well, that's the thing is that people that do have that, it does do that.
It
It
doesn't.
seems that
It doesn't, like at all. Now, there's going to be people in the comment section that would agree. I guarantee you there's diabetics in the comment section that 100% have artificial sweetener specifically for that reason. And even beyond the anecdotes, we can look at the research, and it doesn't do that.
I was getting a call.
What I'm saying is there are people in the comment section that are diabetic that will absolutely say that they can have artificial sweeteners for that very reason. But even again, their anecdotes aside, there are plenty of research done on this to back that up as well.
All right.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Take care. He's misquoting a study. It may cause weight gain because the brain usually associates calories with what? Artificial sweeteners cannot cause weight gain. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there are no buts to it. Artificial sweeteners do not have calories. Therefore, they cannot cause weight gain in of itself. Now, I'm not saying that you can't gain weight if you do have artificial sweeteners, because obviously we eat more stuff in a day besides artificial sweeteners. So if you're in a caloric surplus and you happen to have an artificial sweeteners, yes, you're going to gain weight, but it's not because of artificial sweeteners, it's because you're in a caloric surplus. And guys, I do have to go in a couple minutes. Aren't they linked to cancer? Yeah, but there's a big difference between something being correlated and something being a cause and effect. Yes, you're right. There is a correlation between artificial sweeteners and cancer, simply because people who are overweight, people who don't work out, people who drink more, people who smoke more have a higher tendency to have artificial sweeteners, and we all know those things I mentioned can lead to cancer. But it's not the artificial sweeteners because of the other things. African, how you doing?
Oh yeah, hi.
Yeah, what's going on?
I do agree with most of what you're saying, but there are studies that have demonstrated that because artificial sweeteners are usually 0 calorie, the brain usually associates sweetness with calories. So you kind of turn off that section of your brain that you tend to not recognize when you are full. Because that section of that part of your brain that associates sweetness with calories is kind of turned off.
Do you have any? Do you have a study on that? Because all the research
I
I've
do. I
seen that
don't have
actually
it right
actually
offhand. I joined the live because I agreed with you, but I did want to
so
correct that statement. But
are you
I
saying are
didn't.
you saying indirectly they can cause people to eat more, or are you saying that
Yes,
in of
yes,
itself they can be
exactly.
processed as calories? Now, on an individual basis, that could be the case for somebody, but if we look at like a large enough sample size that has been done in research, it's actually the opposite. People,
No,
when
that's not true.
it is true, people who are given
No, it's
artificial
not.
sweeteners.
There are studies that have demonstrated. This is in lab rats, actually, by the way. But
Okay, but I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know about
studies done in
studies in.
humans. Yeah, talking about studies done in humans when they're given artificial sweeteners. And there's actually a specific study where there was a group given water and a group given artificial sweeteners. The group that was given artificial sweeteners ate less calories in the day than the one that was given water, actually. And there's plenty of other studies showing that people take a little bit less calories, all else equal, when given artificial sweeteners. A little bit
I think the
less, nothing
jury's still
crazy,
out on
but
that because there are studies
okay.
that show the contrary as well.
You're welcome to provide that, but I'm talking about human
Yeah,
drug studies, not
I
rodent
didn't have
studies.
that with me because I mostly agreed with you and I wasn't
Okay.
prepared to go
Yeah, I
find
mean, yeah,
studies to
you're welcome to
contradict me.
send me a link to it if you want. If you can find
Sure.
it, you can send me yeah, you can link it to me if you want.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
I'll do that.
Okay.
But again, I think that there are contradictory studies
Okay.
on
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and that's
Just
important to
yeah, if you
understand.
want to, yeah, if there's one that you found maybe I never saw, like I said, I'd be happy to take a look at it.
Sure.
Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it. I do have to run here though in a second, but
Okay.
thanks for coming on up. Okay. Hey guys, I gotta run. I gotta head back to the gym, but appreciate everybody watching. And again, if you're getting angry at the things that I'm saying, but you yourself can't tell me why any of these things are bad, beyond just saying my favorite YouTuber told me so, or I just believe the opposite of everything people on the left think, then like that's not a good enough reasoning. Give me like actual research on these things, guys. It's not that difficult. Um, but yeah, no, I gotta run. Appreciate everybody watching. I'll try to be live a little bit later. Okay. And make sure you guys give me a follow on TikTok and on YouTube. You subscribe to me. See you guys hopefully a little bit later. Okay. Take care.